This video is brought to you by Loot Crate. Follow the link in the description and use the promo code also in the description to get $3 off your first crate. Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about Friday the 13th, 2017. Now, my last two videos, I talked about Halloween 2017 as the news that John Carpenter was returning to executive produce and act as creative consultant on the next Halloween film scheduled for release next year. Blew up the internet. I did a video, I did a live stream talking all about it. It was a lot of fun. Go check out those videos. Today, got some new news on Friday the 13th, 2017. And if you've been following the next Friday the 13th film, which is scheduled to be released next January 13th, 2017, you know that the writer of Prisoners, Aaron Guzikowski, has been working on a screenplay. He recently turned in that screenplay to Platinum Dunes. They sent it back to him with some notes, yada, yada, yada. Well, Brad Fuller of Platinum Dunes, one of the producers of the upcoming Friday the 13th film, was doing press for the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film, and the topic of Friday the 13th came up. And he had this to say, courtesy of DailyDead.com, and big shout out to my buddy Mr. Myers on Twitter for alerting me to this article on DailyDead.com. But Mr. Fuller had this to say, and I quote, "Aaron's story has great characters, and I think that in the same way that you have to relate to the Turtles in the next Turtles movie, because you have to relate to them, you kind of have to understand Jason Voorhees." So we go back and we kind of started over and work our way forward. He went on to say that it's origin-ish, but it's an origin that no one has seen before. Obviously, Pamela's there, but it's a little different from what you've seen before. So it sounds to me like it's an origin story, but Brad Fuller doesn't want to say that it's an origin story. It's origin-ish. So clearly, Pamela Voorhees is going to be there. We're going to have a young Jason. We're possibly going to see the events that created the Jason as we know him from all the Friday the 13th films. Perhaps we're going to see a substantial part of his childhood. Who knows? It kind of sounds like maybe they're going the same route with this Friday the 13th film as they're going with the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre film entitled Leatherface, in which, from what I've heard, it's an origin story as well. It chronicles a young Leatherface's descent into becoming the Leatherface that we all know and love from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. Maybe this is going to be Jason's road to, a young Jason's road to the Jason Voorhees that we all know and love from the Friday the 13th series. I'm a little... I kind of don't know what to think about an origin story. And we've seen this in the past when they go back. Of course, I'm thinking of Rob Zombie's Halloween, and when I think of that movie, I just get cold chills all over my body, and I just feel very, very depressed. But whenever we sort of go back to any sort of origin for these kinds of characters, it's always just felt kind of unnecessary and just a waste of time. Now, they could do something totally different with Friday the 13th. Of course, again, this is the writer of Prisoners, and Prisoners was a very, very good, very, very well written film. So I'm sure Mr. Guzikowski has crafted a very, very interesting script for this Friday the 13th film. I'm wondering when Fuller says origin-ish, if we're going to get part origin, part Hockey Mask Jason doing what Hockey Mask Jason does. I don't know. But we've only got a few... It's not going to be long before January 13th, 2017 comes around. And so I don't know. What do you guys think of an origin-ish story for the next Friday the 13th film? I guess it would be at least somewhat different for this series, at least, to kind of go back and look at or explore Jason Voorhees as a child and his upbringing and his relationship with his mother, and maybe even we'll get to meet Mr. Voorhees. Who knows? I think there's a lot of interesting avenues that they could explore there, but hopefully not make it feel like, when we've had origin stories in the past for these kind of films, and it's just kind of like the more you explain when it comes to these kind of slasher characters, the less interesting they become, and it's just sort of, you miss the point, and it's just kind of a waste. So I don't know. We'll definitely see. We'll definitely hear more going forward as far as what the actual storyline is and how much of it is origin-ish and how much of it is perhaps a traditional, more aligned to a traditional Friday the 13th film. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description to the Daily Dead article. Go check it out. And definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Are you down with an origin story for Friday the 13th? Can they make an origin story for Friday the 13th interesting? What say you? Let me know in the comments section below. Again, thanks to my buddy Mr. Myers on Twitter for letting me know about this article. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching as always. And until next time, peace.